Yeah, we live and direct at UPSCALES Multimedia Compound. Get used to the name 4703 Jonesboro Road. That's also the home of the TRODDNATION podcast where we at right now. I got my special guest. Gonna be very informative with y'all today too. But I want to introduce y'all. We got Brian Glaze Gibbs.
Thank you, my brother. How you doing?
Pleasure, man.
Thank you for having me, man.
It's definitely a pleasure, man. We here. We want to talk some real time, some real life, and this is what we want the people to know your story, man. Tell the people your story.
Oh, my story, man. Where do you want me to begin, man?
Let's start off with where you originate from. Where you from originally?
Original Brooklyn, man.
Brooklyn. What part of Brooklyn?
Brooklyn, New York. Bedford-Stuyvesant, East New York.
Yeah, Flatbush myself. You know what I'm saying? So that's family.
So
that's family.
Brooklyn in the house.
Okay. So what was the growing up times for you?
You know, the growing up town was totally different, man. Growing up in Brooklyn back then, you got, like, people don't understand, diversity. New York, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Bronx, Queens, Staten Island was the biggest melting pot of the world.
Right.
So you had every nationality that was there. So as far as you're concerned, as a little kid growing up, people was people.
Facts.
So it's like, it wasn't until, like, in the summertime that, you know, your kindergarten, first grade, like summertime come and your parents pack you up, send you down like a bunch of sardines in the South, that you learn, you know what I'm saying, right now, mannerism, and then you experience, like, you know, form of racism. In New York, everybody was the same.
Right.
But when you get down there to the South, wait a minute, it's that black-white stuff.
Right. I dig that. 'Cause I mean, my time growing up, the way we face racism is like, hey man, you go ask like Caucasian person for the time, they look at you like you crazy and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like, then I moved down south and it's like, whoa, it's a whole nother level right here.
A whole totally different level, man.
So what school did you go to when, you know, growing up?
Growing up right now, the first school I went to was Public School 5, PS5. And that was right there in the Bedford-Stuyvesant section on Hancock between Ralph, what's the cross street? Ralph and Hancock, you know what I'm saying? Patrick, right there, you got Ralph Avenue, then you got Hancock and Halsey.
Right.
So right there, that was the first school I went to, on Public School 5. I went there, like, you know, anywhere from like kindergarten to the 6th grade, but in between, I took 2 years off and went down to South Carolina to go to school.
Nice. So we gotta get into it, because it's like that's the growing in history.
Yeah.
But what started leading you to the left? Like, what started leading you astray?
You know, that's a good question. What led me astray? Want to be down, want to be cool. Like, I always try to explain to people, if you look at that New York City environment, to me it's like light, camera, action.
Right.
It's like coming up, it's like what you see. And whatever you see back then, who do you see looking good? You see the players, you see the gangster, you see the street guys. That's who you see looking good, driving a fancy car, got the fly clothes. So automatically, what you want to do, you know what? It's a lot of people that did it the right way. But sometimes you have people that did it the right way. They don't get the praise that they should get. The people that get the praise is the people that's doing it the wrong way. And that's who, you know, as a young cat, you're attracted to that.
Right.
You're attracted to that fast like that street money. So automatically, as you coming up into the game or coming up into the street, and I can remember not having an opportunity to get a summer job. And you kind of devastated, because what they're telling you is, well, your mother make too much, so you can't get a job.
Right.
We live in the projects.
Right.
By that time, we left East on Bedford-Stuyvesant, and we went to East New York.
Right.
So we went from the brownstone. People don't understand. To me, you know, Bedford-Stuyvesant then was like the suburb.
Right.
When you go to those projects, it's like the concrete jungle.
Yeah.
Any and everything goes.
Everything.
So that's the difference. Like, when they stop you from filling out an application, well, you can't get a job, then guess what? You know, you my man, right? So you out there and you doing your thing, and every time I see you fly, you know what? I only got one pair of sneakers that got tape on the bottom.
Right.
So I only got, you know what I'm saying, one pair of pants or two pair of pants that I got to share with my brother. So automatically right now, what girl gonna talk to me?
Straight up.
So automatically, what you're trying to do, and you know what? That's yes and no, because sometimes you still got to find other ways, opposed to going left. You got to find a way to keep going right.
That's right. That's right. It's hard because I definitely understand. You know, in New York, you either got to get with it or get out the way. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And then you don't want to look soft in the process.
Oh man!
So I already know that influence wasn't no easy. It wasn't no easy shit right there. So it's like, you know, a lot of these youth right now, they not understanding the struggles. When we say OG, we mean OG. We ain't talking about no guy you knew back in your junior high school days. Now we talking about OGs. You done seen some things before us, but also, you know, growing up in that environment, seeing them struggles. That made you what? You started hustling more.
Yeah, you're hungry. Mm-hmm. You want to go out there, like I said right now. You want it now.
Right.
You know, even though your parent might tell you, "Don't worry about it, I got you." You know, but then again, bill come first. You know, the rent got to be paid. Okay, food got to be brung in. You know, saying the light got to be kept on.
Fact.
So here it is. That come first. That's, you know, we got to make sure that happens, because without that, you on the street.
Yeah.
So what you rather do? Be on the street? You know what I'm saying? Or right now have, you know, you're on the street, but you're looking fly, but guess what? You don't got nowhere to live. You don't got nothing to eat. So that's backwards. So as parents, what they have to do is make the right decision and the best decision. And that sometimes they got to sacrifice. But sometimes right now, I couldn't. I was very impatient. I want it now. I want that microwave instantly.
Facts.
And you know what? You go out there, you start participating with what? Robbing. Victimizing your own people, stealing, breaking in houses, selling fake jewelry, trying to hustle illegally by any way necessary to get that bread and butter.
Now, on your everyday journeys, do you feel like any of that was influenced with the people in the neighborhood? Because, like I say, it's a way of survival. Every day we came out of our building.
Yep. But
you know, walking up to the store for moms or something, you're gonna see those OGs on the block, and you had to you either gonna rep or you not gonna rep, or they gonna chump you off, or you know what I mean. So how did that work out?
You know what? Like I told you, in due time, because once again, like to me, I think, and I like to speak for myself, being the victim.
Right.
And I got beat up and robbed in my area, and you know what? Guess what? You don't got bullied, and that's not a good feeling. You know, here it is getting taken advantage of. So you got two choices. Either you continue to be victimized, you know what I'm saying, or you continue to be the victim, or you start victimizing other people. Because once again, you don't like that feeling. You don't like to feel like a sucker. When they come around, you got to give up everything. You got to give up your milk money. You got to give up your lunch money. You got to give up your coat. You got to give up your sneakers. So here it is. You don't want to be a part of that. You don't want to be a sucker no more, so I'm not going for it no more. So I start doing to other people so they can know right now I'm not playing that. But guess what? It got to be a happy medium, because here it is. When you start down that road, sometimes it's like getting addicted. A lot of times when we use that word addicted, we thinking you got to be addicted to drugs.
Word.
But the difference right now, sometimes you get addicted and you get addicted to power. You get addicted to hurting people.
Right.
Hurt people hurt what? Other people.
Right.
Even as a kid, if you hurt, you know what? Only way you know how to let that hurt out is by hurting somebody else, and you think that's going to make you feel good.
So when really did you start getting deeply involved into the streets? Like you really started getting active, you know?
You know, we started at the age of 14, but you know, the more and more, like the biggest thing, you know, when you get into the street, you know, being totally against drugs. You know, if you notice anything right now, where it's like when I was coming up, you know, drugs, that's it. You should see men, women, you know, older than you, and you growing up in the Bedford-Stuyvesant section, and you seeing man, woman laid out. I'm talking about knocked out, nodded. And you like, what the heck is this? You 5, 6, 7 years old, you don't quite understand, but they high, and they nodding. And as they nod and they stretch out, laying on the concrete, like what's going on? So then you start getting a better understanding, what is this? they're addicted to drugs. And right now, they don't care anymore. So they living for that high.
Right.
So automatically, you start seeing what drugs do to people, that automatically you vow, I don't have nothing to do with drugs. I don't want to use drugs, and I don't want to sell drugs. So you see most cats from the Brooklyn area and the Queens area, they didn't sell drugs. We robbed and steal. Manhattan was known for selling drugs. But when you start getting these little robberies,
right,
or these burglaries, or you getting these felonies or whatever, now when you come home from doing your time, guess what? What type of job you really gonna get? You know, when you got a bad background, you got a couple of felonies in your background. You know, right now, you just go there and fill out these little applications. It wasn't like back in the days. Back in the days, you got to fill out paper application. You got to go meet with people. Now it's everything online. You know, and beforehand, what they used to do? Do you have a felony?
Right.
You know, like, well, circle yes, no, or maybe so. There's no way around that.
Right.
So now it's a situation like, okay, you want to do right after doing 3.5 years, after coming home from doing my first bid, but then again, I got like 4 felonies. Who the hell gonna give me a job? Right. So now you get these little RN jobs, but now, guess what? You older. You know, right now, I want to date a girl. You can't take a girl out when you don't got enough money to take out. And right now is don't grow up in our environment and you want to take a girl out and then you got to get on the iron horse. You got to get on a train to go to Manhattan to go to a movie or whatever, man. No, it was just totally different. So then you became, well, in order to make some real money, you basically got to rob the drug dealer or become a drug dealer.
So robbing the drug dealer, becoming the drug dealer. So that was your lane.
That was my lane. It's like you start off robbing. You know, because once again, and then right now is, guess what? The more and more you rob, then you sit back and think about it, got to be a better way.
Wow. So going through them elements, so you start the robbing now. Now you building yourself. You building a name for yourself. What did that end you up? You say you did some time. So
I did time. I went away at 17.
Wow.
I went away at 17, and people don't understand when you go away, you do 3.5 years. Sit back and think about it, man. Majority of that time, I caught a case in there, a stabbing beef. I got 150 days, in the hole. You know what I'm saying? Lost a good time. In a brand new court case. Why? Because once again, people don't understand, like in jail, everything's about what? Respect. Everything's about, right now, how do you handle, how you conduct yourself.
Right.
And guess what? You can't be weak. Because if you got a problem, you better take care of that problem. So right now, you better take care of that problem to make sure that you don't have future problems. If you don't handle that problem properly, guess what? Everybody gonna come for you. So what you have to do is, you have to set an example out of somebody to let them know, I'm not going for it. I'm not the one. And people do not understand that. Why are you in an environment, people are supposed to be able to do their time? It don't work that way. You know what I'm saying? You say the wrong thing, you do the wrong thing, or you step out of line the wrong way, you know what? Chances are you got a price to pay.
Everybody's in their cage with different elements, different problems. So you all dealing with the same anger issues.
Yeah, anger. You trapped.
Facts.
Like Colonel Abrams say, whoa, I'm trapped. Like a fool, I'm in the cage. I can't get. You trapped, you miserable, you hate the world or whatever. You ain't getting no visit. You don't got no commissary. You know what? It's me against the world.
Word.
So it's a survival mode.
So when you did your time, how much time actually did you have to?
I did 3.5 years the first time. I did a total of 15 years out of my whole life.
So when you came out that 3.5 years, did you feel you learned anything, or it made you more aggressive?
You know what? Like after 3.5 years being incarcerated, you know what it become? Like I came out, man. I'm on a high. I'm on a natural high. I can remember the first day that I got out, man. It's like I told you, I left Green Haven Correctional Facility.
Ooh.
And when I left Green Haven Correctional Facility in November '84, what wound up happening, I had to go to the county jail. Why I had to go to the county jail? Because as I say, I caught 150 days, in a hole, and I caught a brand new court case. So right now, once I finish my state time, now I gotta go do time for the actual stabbing. So when I went and did that time, once they let me go, guess what wound up happening? I can remember being released at the county jail, and my mother was still alive. And I remember a friend that I met up there, they came and picked me up, from the county jail and took me to Poughkeepsie bus station. And I got on a bus, and right now, hold up, did I get on the bus? Yeah, got on the bus to get to the train to go to Penn Station, you know, saying to get home. And I can remember my mom and brother waiting for me or whatever.
Right.
And like, you know how you high, because you free after 3.5 years. And I can remember driving from Manhattan, going to Cypress. And, you know, we up. And as we up, you know, they went to sleep. And I can remember sitting in the kitchen, looking out the window all damn night, just looking outside. You know what I'm saying? Freedom. And I couldn't believe it. And to me, I'm starting to see like the sunlight come up. I'm starting to see people coming in. Like first it started slow, then you see people going from the train station, coming from like going to work, starting their day or whatever. So I'm waiting, and I'm high. Now I'm talking about like not, you know, from a chemical substance, just from freedom. You know, right now, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last.
Yeah.
I'm on a high. So right now, it's even with that, I got it. As time went on, I'm still up. I'm not even tired. I got to go to my parole officer. So here it is. My brother at the time, he was on parole, so he know the rope. So the difference is right now is, guess what? About, you know, rush hour, we got on the train, got on the A train, went to Euclid Avenue train station, got on the A train. I'm still high. I still can't believe I'm free. Now we went from environment, being incarcerated, everything is jam-packed. Like when you're incarcerated, everybody give you a space.
Yeah.
Everybody, you know, excuse me, because if you don't want that problem, you got to watch yourself. Now I'm back in society. I go to Euclid Avenue train station. Right now, it's rush hour. What is rush hour? When you get on the trains, it's jam-packed. So I'm watching as me and my brother get on the train, everybody all up in your space. You better be glad there was no pandemic back then. You know, everybody, you like sardine. Yeah. And right now, I'm watching my brother, he in the truck going like elbowing people. I'm like, yo, I'm like this, yo, chill. It's not that serious. But because you adjusting. That's how they adjust in New York City. And it's bad. I'm coming from the P now, I'm mellow. Nah, yo, chill. It's not that serious, man. I'm relaxed. Yeah. And remind you, I just did 3.5 years. I'm not used to people being in your space, but you got to readapt. You got to readjust back to what is going on in society. So it was just different, man. And initially, my whole intention, come home and do the right thing.
And that readjusting every time you get incarcerated and come out, readjusting again to another era.
Another era. You know when you're gonna do right. Like when I did 3.5 years, I had every intention. Went away at 17, came home like a few days before my 21st birthday. I had every intention to do the right thing. But you can have all the intention in the world, but with no skills, with 4 felonies, who the hell gonna give you a job?
That's a fact.
Who gonna give you a job? Right now is I set myself up. So now when you're trying to get these little odd jobs, and you know what? Come on. Eventually what you're gonna start doing, within a matter of months, you know what happened? You start hanging out with your guys. They're like, yo, man, we gotta do something or whatever, man. And then guess what? You start robbing all over again. You start stealing all over again. And next you know, somebody like, then I remember right now, somebody, yo, we got these big drug dealers, man, like they be coming over here and they be having money. Now you start sitting on waiting on them to snatch somebody up. They're trying to get a bag. So you setting yourself up to fail.
And see, I know Brooklyn had a lot of little robbing crews back in the days. But what if any, what crews did you used to run with back in the day?
You know what? It was even back then from the robbery crew. We really didn't have a crew. Me and you cool. When we see something we like, you don't need no crew for that. You know what I'm saying? Wait a minute, you want to get down? Yeah. This is what we about to do. And see, people don't understand about even with robbery. When you go out on a robbery, unless it's well planned, unless you go into an establishment, you don't know what you're gonna get. And that's how right now, you don't know whether you're gonna get $1,000, $2,000, or whether you're gonna get $1. So you going out there because like, you know, even a perfect scenario. Before I went away at 17, I got a guy in the project, Panamanian guy. And right now, I don't know him, he's older than me, but he's in the neighborhood. He got all type of like, whoa, he looked like a baby Mr. T. So I'm like this, man, I got this cat. I got my 25 automatic. So I took my 25 automatic, I saw him right now, calling by himself, click, yo, give it up. So he go, boom, McClyde, man, you don't know who I am. I don't give a damn who you are. If you, hey, look, you see what I got here? If you don't give me that, guess what? I'm gonna light you the hell up.
That time.
So guess what he do? He give it to me. Okay, he give it to me. Now, here it is. Where do you think I'm going at? Where do you think I'm going at with this jewelry? Where do you think I'm taking the stolen jewelry to?
Straight pawn shop.
No, 47 50th Street. Diamond exchange.
Nice.
Diamond exchange, that's what I'm taking it to. But guess what? All of it fake. So right now is, this dude, you fronting on me, and it's fake. Everything is fake.
Wow.
Come on. Even way back then, this is 1981, man.
Wow. Flexing.
Yeah, he flexing, but he fronting. But nobody else know that. He's fronting for the girls. He come in the neighborhood. Yeah, man. And I got to tell you the story about that one. Yeah, I got to tell you about that one. Because it's like right now, like you said, I went away. Right after I robbed him, probably a few weeks later, I went away. You know what I'm saying? Period. But when I came home, I almost had a price to pay behind that.
Man. So now you done robbed the situation. A bootleg thug. Well, he was bootleg because everything was fake.
It was fake.
Damn.
It was fake. But yet in still regards what? I don't know that.
But he still was connected in a way.
He got connected. It's funny, like I robbed him, went away, did my 3.5 years or whatever, and when I came home, when I came home, you know how you go away, you always hear what's going on in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Who's who and what's what. Yeah. And by the time I'm away, and as I'm getting closer to come home, like a year or two, you start hearing about this group called the A-Team. So you hearing about this group and what they doing and this and that or whatever. So just so happened, he was a part of them, the A-Team. So now, when I come home, he's a part of them now. So right now, that little bastard got me. So
he got good.
So right now is, at the time, I didn't know it. I found out later. Like they said, yeah, this little dude got heart. We gonna get him. We gonna knock him off. That was the plan or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Period. So he down to 18, and it was a situation where it's like they beefed with certain people in the project. You couldn't even go on that side. That section of the project, you wasn't allowed to walk. If you're not from there, you couldn't walk on there.
Tell the people, man. Tell the people, because a lot of folks don't understand. Right now, we in a whole nother era. Like you were saying, it was about people invading your space. But I know growing up in my times, there was certain neighborhoods you couldn't step on if you didn't know a certain body or you wasn't from that area. So, elaborate on that.
That's how it was. It was a different time and era. If it was like right now, I don't care where you was at, whether you was in the street, whether you was in the penitentiary, wherever you at. If you wasn't nobody, or you didn't know nobody, or you was connected to nobody, it's certain do's and don'ts. So this so happened right now, at that present time, in that area, I'm from Cypress. Okay, cool. Nobody can't tell me where I can or where I cannot go. Right. But it's like they had it. If you wasn't from there, you couldn't go through there. And you know what? I knew certain one of my friends, certain family members wouldn't walk through there under any circumstance. So after a little while, I'm out. I'm not high off of being released no more. I'm kind of mad because I can't get what I want, make no money, can't get a decent job. So now you assume that death will show all over again. I don't give that F the world attitude. So now, okay, nobody can walk on that side of the project. Yo, give me a jammy. Give me a 38. Give me something or whatever. So I used to get a weapon. You know what I'm saying? Go through that side with my hand on there, walking through there, hoping somebody will come up and say, "Hey, what you doing over here?" Well, you can't. Never happened. It never happened. So, but everybody know who to approach, who to say, who to do certain things with or whatever. So this so happened, I don't know whether I was blessed and didn't know it. I don't know whether I was just lucky. But it's like then you start having death wish and you don't even know it because your behavior, your action and things that you're doing, that's what you're doing. So now, like I say right now, everybody else is like, nah, we ain't going over there. And they watching and hearing what I'm doing. We ain't going to do that. Come on. And see, that's what it is. It's like right now is I don't like, how can I say, I feel, oh, y'all can't go over here. Y'all better not come over here. Right. You come over here, this going to happen or whatever. I think that's like you trying to play Humphrey Bogart. You're trying to be a bully.
Right.
This is New York Housing Authority. How can you tell people what you can and what you can't do? Like this is your house. This is my yard. Yeah. You can't. You know what? This is my yard. I pay mortgage. You can't walk in my yard. Okay, that's something different. But the different. This is New York Housing, and you talking about right now from this section, y'all not allowing here. Wow.
So after these times, like you said, you went in and you was 17.
Yeah, when I was 17.
Was that your last trip?
That was only the beginning, man. That was only the beginning, man. You think after your first trip you learn, but like you say, once you come out, you want to adjust, you want to adapt. But then again, if you can't find the right income to base you right now, like you coming home,
Right.
you don't got no jobs, you don't got no skills,
Yeah.
you don't have no experience.
Nobody trying to.
So nobody trying to hire you. You got felonies. Who trying to hire you or whatever? And the difference is right now you got to start from the bottom. So what gonna happen is you going back to what? What you know, crime, that criminal mentality.
Facts.
And by the time right now, like I say, I start walking through these areas with death wishes or whatever. Then eventually, I wound up visiting one of my friends that was incarcerated. He got 25 life. He's in Auburn at the time, and I wound up we used to go up there and visit him. And we used to talk, and he said, well. And we used to talk about the 18, and he was talking about certain members. He said, well, why don't you go to such and such, you know what I'm saying, because, just talk to them one-on-one. So I remember one time I went to Southern and Logan, and it was like a bodega, not too far from the project. And as I went over there, all the number one guy of the 18, and probably like 4 or 5 of them, they up there, they strapped everything. And I went to him. I said, look, man, hey, can I have a minute of your time? He said, okay, cool. Came to the side. I said, look, I don't know you, you don't know me. Right now, I don't got nothing against you. Hopefully you don't got nothing against me. As long as y'all don't do nothing to my family, you know what I'm saying, or anybody else like I love and care about, then guess what? We don't have no problem. We don't have no beef. Yeah.
Yeah.
And right now is, guess what? Next thing you know, they want to put me down with them.
Yeah, man, we still here. TRODDNATION podcast still doing the thing, but tell us again when you say you had this meeting.
Yeah, when I went away, like I said, I robbed this guy. He was part of 18 when I came home, and right now it's like one of my buddies was up in Auburn at the time serving a 25 life sentence. So what he was saying, look, man, what y'all guys need to do, man, hey, these guys is not bad. I know them. I grew up with them. Despite, like I said, I came from Bed-Stuy,
Right.
to Cypress. He grew up in Cypress with these guys or whatever. And to me, one day I, went to the Southern Logan Avenue side, not too far from the project, and I ran into, the leader of the A team and several other A team. So, I went up there, I'm not strapped, I don't have anything. I went up there and said, oh man, listen, man, can I have a minute of your time? So we went to the side. I said, look, man, I don't have nothing against y'all guys, okay? As long as y'all don't do nothing to me, my family, or people I love and care about, it's none of my business.
Right.
So he said, cool, no problem, whatever. So from that point on, nothing. As time went on, he wound up coming to me, wanted me to get down with them. So it was like a situation, most of the A team was 5%ers. So right now is when he wanted me to get down, the majority of them didn't.
Right.
They want me to be all right with them, but they wanted me because by that time they had this little operation on the drug tip. They had this little operation on the block going. So right now is, well, they didn't want me to be a full partner and split. So what they did was made me head of security.
Right.
So it was just crazy. But
so what's your security detail was like?
Oh, the security detail was basically right now making sure first of all, making sure we don't get robbed as far as the spot. Making sure when the customer come by that nothing happened to them, they don't get robbed, or nobody try to be in that area selling, drug or selling fake drugs.
Right.
So the difference is you just provide security to make sure everything in that area is going smooth. So even what I was telling you beforehand, now by that time the guy Panama that I robbed before I went to jail, like now when I got down with the 18, they was telling me, they said, yeah, man, when you came home, we was gonna light you up because you are Panama. So the only reason they didn't light me up because Panama violated. He wound up, basically right now, doing something with one of these young girls that belonged to, was part of the family. So he stepped off because they was gonna murder him. So that's the only thing that kind of saved me because once again, they had in their mind. So when I came home, yeah, he got hard. We're gonna get him. Yeah.
Word. So you just kept moving. So after that, once you was accepted, you just got more deeper.
You know what? Like you say, I'm on security. Yeah. Security was like, I'm talking about right now, early in the morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning. So 3 o'clock in the morning till like 11:30. And as you watching, you on security and you watching. And then when the shift changed, so when the A team had to give up the spot, their time was up. Now, I watched these guys kept coming in. And they coming in like, limousine and different, on cabs or whatever. So I'm saying, what the hell's going on here? So then it dawned on me, these guys are not even from here. These guys was from like, I think Spanish Harlem. But they come into East New York and setting up shop and they cool. And like that didn't sit well with me, man.
Right.
So my key was like, wait a minute, hold up, man. I went to the leader. I said, look, bro. I said, yo, let's take over. And he like, look at me, what? I said, look, let's take over. I said, and I broke it down, what my observation when I see or whatever. I said, look, man, these guys ain't even from here. They don't even got a crew. We can do this or whatever. So he was kind of hesitant. So I go like this, look, I'm going to get a couple guys. I say, me and my man Tut and a few other guys. Now, look, if we take over, what I'm going to do is, y'all got, like 7 days a week from 3 a.m. to like 11:30. So the difference is, if I take over, y'all can keep that, and we going to take over the rest.
Thanks.
Okay? Now, if it's beef and retaliation, don't worry about it. We going to take care of that or whatever. So initially, he didn't want no part of it. Go ahead, do what you got to do. And then I think he went back to all of them and started talking about it, and they started sitting back like, damn, what if Glaze successful at doing this shit? You know what I'm saying? So long and behold, right now he came back, let's do it. And just so happened, we just plan on doing it, that it wound up getting done ahead of time because once again, the way the situation took place. It's like one time we was over there, and while we was over there, and you know what? These guys came, I don't know, we just react, put these guys down to the floor, like, yo, about to get them or whatever. Then all of a sudden, cops coming out of nowhere. Wah, 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 wah. One of my man like 50, 50, 50. So when he telling us that or whatever, now we got these guys lying on the floor about to buzz them out or whatever and take the body, do something. And all of a sudden right now, everything happened for a reason. So now we was able to, and I'm saying, go up to the roof, knock off the door off the hinges, and I mean, back then, these buildings, like probably like three, four storage, but you got to jump from one building to another building. Now keep in mind, like I said right now, I'm not with all that, man. But you jumping from one building to another building, good thing no building was close by.
Right.
Like, I'm not on that, that Cindy Cosby, what's that, Bill Cosby and Cindy Porter?
Nah.
Like, man, nah, man. So just so happened those sucker was close enough that, okay, I can do this or whatever, man.
Go.
Yeah, so we wound up jumping from one building to another building and running and dropping guns and, ran across the street. I fell, hit my head or whatever. We ran across the project. And like I said right now, these guys, the Dominicans never came back. So we took over from there.
And once that happened, now you bigger talk on the block.
You know what? It's like you still. It's me. I got my little group, but the A team's still bigger.
Right.
But in the same token, it's like then shit start happening that you always start looking for other opportunities.
Right.
But just in between that, I caught a murder charge, and when I caught that murder charge or whatever, I caught the murder charge in February '86. When I caught that murder charge in February '86, they tried to get me, but they couldn't get me because they didn't have enough evidence. So they didn't build nothing until a few months later. Then I went in. So when I went in, 13 months, 17 days or whatever, everything changed.
What led up to that? What led up to that murder
What led up to that is right now is like, circumstance. Right now is, you got a friend and you bring them around certain things and they expose to certain things.
Right.
And right now is, a friend that is older than you look up to or whatever, like family.
Yeah.
And what they did is they feel now they'll go around there, nobody around, and they used to like terrorize the worker. And basically right now the spot got robbed before, so they're gonna tell them, listen, okay, they robbed the spot, and they're gonna say the same people that robbed it before, say they rob it again. So the difference is that's the story they was telling us. So the key was once you like something ain't making sense. I know you telling me 2 and 2 equal 4, but some reason this sucker is telling me it's equal 5, 6. Something's wrong with the picture. So when you do is like, you take the little workers one by one and, put the gun in their mouth, tell me the truth, what's going on.
That's a fact.
And the difference is right now, such and such did it, which is not surprising. So sometimes the people that you trust the most is the people that are going to cross you the most.
Exactly.
So with that being said or whatever, one thing led to another, and that's what wound up happening. So you know what, you get your body or whatever. And the crazy part about that was, it was like I said right now, I wanted him. And what happened was, for some reason, when he came around, he called me up, he paged me, and right now I was saying, look, man, the same people that robbed the spot, rob it again. right now, I'm going to give you 5,000. Supposed to be 3 guys. I'm going to give you 5,000 apiece for you to take care of it. I said, look, where can I meet you at? Where can we set this up at? I already know it's him. So when I met up with him, I'm saying he had other people with him. It was him, I'm saying another cat, and this girl. And the difference was what he did was like, we in Cyprus, we in front of Cyprus, and Cyprus is hot.
Yeah.
I'm talking about, I don't care what time it is or whatever.
Right,
so Cyprus is hot. So when Cyprus is hot, he's around us, and right now I said, yo, man, come on. I said, you strapped? He said, yeah. I said, you got to put that stuff up, man, because once again, let's go back around the area, let's see if we can see the guys, so you get pointed out, we can take it from there, whatever. So he went, and when he went, and he put his weapon up or whatever, what he did was, opposed to, it was like I said, it was 3, him, his girl, and his other cat, he left the girl with us. So when he left the girl with us, I'm scratching my head, my man looking at me, I'm looking at him, why he did that? So anyway, long story short, she got in the car with us, and we drove off. And as we drove off, I stopped in the store. I got a bottle of Perrier water and a pack of juicy fruit. And as we got that, I got back in the car. Mind you, probably like 1 o'clock in the morning. I got back in the car. I said, told my man, drive off. So he drove off. And I said, look, okay, cool, pull over. He pulled over. When he pulled over, I asked the young lady, get out the car. She got out the car. I said, why did he rob our spot? I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what you're talking about. I said, listen, don't play with me.
Right.
So my whole key was, I'm trying to, how can I put it? I'm fronting. Right now I'm trying to get more information or whatever. So I got the jammy out. So as I got the jammy out, it was not my intention to shoot her. But right now, once I shot her, I'm like, shit, I just shot her.
Word.
So what I'm trying to say right now, one thing to another. I'm saying now, I'm going to jail.
Adrenaline.
Right now, automatically, I'm saying, I'm not going back to jail. I got to finish this off. So one thing led to another, and I finish it off. When I finish it off, and like I say, folks, listen, as I'm telling the story, don't take this the wrong way. When you caught up into that life, you start doing stupid stuff. When you make one mistake, you're going to make a second mistake. When I squeeze that trigger, not meaning to, but as we talked about earlier, as far as you fronting.
Word.
So sometime when you fronting, you know what? You go
Take
that
your
extra
places.
level. So the difference is once I squeeze that trigger, oh shit, what did I do that for?
Yeah.
That was not my intention. The guy that was with me worked for General Motors at the time. He was a young cat, just got a job in Terrytown, right across from Sing Sing, Terrytown, New York, working for General Motors.
Good money.
So yeah, exactly. So here it is. He's from Cyprus, but he got a family member that got him a job with their uncle. Now you back here on your days off with me. Oh, you got a body. Now automatically, hold up. See, and people don't understand. Everybody like, he was down with you. He wasn't down with me on that. They said, how he went down? He knew you was going to do that. I said, no, he didn't. They said, why didn't he know you were going to do that? I said, how could he know I was going to do it when I didn't even know I was going to do it?
That's a fact.
And people don't understand that. A lot of times when you do it, and then you don't want to, you don't cross that line.
You don't move.
You don't lost.
Impulse.
You don't lost. Allow your emotions to supersede your intellect, or you black out,
Yeah.
and you caught up into that.
Yeah.
I'm saying right now, once I know I had to finish it, it's like right now the whole brain splatter in my face, and it's like right now that's when I knew I crossed over to the dark side.
Yeah.
So later on, took a few months before they set me up, and I had to go to court for that. They arrested me, and I had to go to trial. And I would have pled guilty. If they offered me a reasonable amount. What they told me, cop out to the mercy of court, and they were gonna give me life. Well, if I'm gonna get life by blowing trial, why would I cop out for it? So I went to trial. We worked a few things out, and I got acquitted.
Wow.
And you think right now that's when I ran and met Cat. I knew Pappy. We built a better relationship. And right now is you get out and you think you're on cloud nine. Because once again you're guilty, but you gotta quit it.
You gotta quit.
And look what happened.
Right.
So now you become worse. You sold yourself to the devil.
So now to everybody that's tuned in right now, we with Brian Glaze Gibbs. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna say this is a story right here. And y'all gotta tune in and understand that this is for educational purposes also, because a lot of y'all young people out here, y'all going crazy right now. Y'all making the wrong decisions, and y'all gotta understand that we on a different time right now. You know what I'm saying? But right now we gotta continue with this, man, because this is really good vibes. You know what I'm saying? But once you linked up with Cat and things started rolling after that, now what?
Like I say, man, once I linked up with Cat, everything was smooth. You learn the game, different things happening. And what wound up happening, like I say, a police officer. A police officer was sitting in a car. And as he sat in that car on 107 in Inwood, he was executed. You know what I'm saying, in February 1988. And when he was executed, that started the war on drugs. That's when what George W. Bush, was campaigning for president. And he was carrying around that police officer badge, talking about war on drugs. Like here it is, like with that group, what they feel we're responsible for. First of all, we're responsible for killing a rookie police officer on duty. Besides that, a few years before that, Fat Cat parole officer got murdered. So now it's like, hold up, man, y'all guys killing a parole officer, you're killing a cop. You know what I'm saying? Who's next?
Word.
So automatically, right now, something got to go. And a lot of times right now, despite they pick up, because initially when that police got killed, I was their number one suspect. It's like they felt who is crazy enough, who is got the balls to murder police on duty right there. And automatically from 103rd, 113, and 75th Precinct, they betting their pension. Brian Glaze Gibbs. Only Brian Glaze Gibbs. And right now I didn't have a clue. I didn't know about it when it happened until after the fact.
Right.
And I'm glad I did.
Right.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be sitting here right now.
That's right. It's blessings, man. It's a serious learning lesson, but that's definitely blessings. Like, so what you got to tell the people now? Like since your time.
What you got to tell people is this, man. You know what? Be true to yourself, man. Don't rush to get old. The gang. Only gang you want to belong to is the gang that is the leader is your parent, your mother, your father, your grandparent, your aunt, your uncle, your brother, your sister, your cousin. That's the only gang you want to be a part of. A lot of times what we do is we look for love, we look for affection, we look for support from different direction. But the difference, keep in mind, I fell in love with something. I fell in love with the street. And right now people don't understand, with the street don't love nobody. Because once again, the attraction to the people that you're around is based upon that fast life. It's based upon that U.S. currency, that money green, dollar bill, y'all, dollar, dollar. Everybody in love with that. That's that drug.
Yeah.
So what it is, people will love you and people will betray you for that mighty, mighty dollar. And when I sit back and I think about different things and how much time did I wasted, and right now when I think about how many lives I have destroyed directly or indirectly through selling and poisoning my community to killing or giving hits in order for people to be killed. And right now, it took the death of my own mother to help me realize, I'm saying, the pain and suffering that I inflicted upon the victim and the victim family.
Wow.
And with that type of pain, you don't wish upon your worst enemy.
Right.
And a lot of times what people do not understand, back then, it's a game out now called Grand Theft Auto. You ever play that game?
Of course.
Okay, I never played that game. I was never into the Atari and the PlayStation, none of that.
Right.
But the difference is, back then, between the age of 14 and 24, I was playing Grand Theft Auto before it was existed. But I was playing it live.
Real live.
I was playing it real live.
Yeah.
But the difference is, with that game, is a reset button.
Yeah.
Here it is right now. These kids play that game now, hit the reset button, and they think they master it.
Yeah.
And they keep doing it, and they think they got their master degree. I mastered this, so I can take the same stuff that I'm doing here on this game and take it in the street and let it apply and go from there. That's not reality.
Right.
When we was coming up, there was no damn reset button to hit.
Right.
It was no game.
Right.
So that's what it is. You look at right now, these gaming company, you know what they doing? They making money off a real life situation.
Promoting it.
Promoting it. Because everybody, what they say, monkey see, monkey do.
Damn right, man.
And then right now, was to me, what I look at, man, like I said right now, I wish I had a reset button. For real. Because all the life that I destroy, all the people that I hurt, all the people that, I want to get, for what?
Yeah.
You know what? It takes a fool to learn. The street don't love nobody. And that's what we have to understand. We have to learn how to love each other. We have to stop being our own worst enemy as a community, as a people of color. Yeah. We watch when, what we watch? We watched during the pandemic. We watched that officer, because we trapped in the house. We watched how that officer put his knee on George Floyd's neck. How mad was you? How mad was you?
It Yo, look, all of the elements that we endured, but that was like that took my breath.
Okay.
That took my breath.
Now sit back and what you think about it. It took my breath. But then again, I'm looking at it. We all mad as a community. Because we watch this white officer. But then again, right now is I had to do a reality check. I was worse than him. I was worse than him because I was doing it to my own people.
Facts.
So that's the difference as far as accountability. Where do accountability come back into?
Yeah.
That's what we have to do is, man.
Oh,
right now,
sad.
I don't know you, you don't know me, but if hey, my brother, how you doing?
It's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? How can I help you? How do we stop that crab in the barrel mentality?
Yeah.
You know, because you from New York and I'm from down south, East Coast, West Coast. That's bogus. We all ain't nothing but a bunch of country bunking that migrated to these places. For what? We all one.
We in charge of changing that
Come
narrative.
on. And that's what we got to do, man.
Yeah, that's a fact. That's the campaign that I'm on. Shout out to my Plug Nation family too, because they campaigning heavy right now in Troy, New York, on stop the violence movements and trying to get the youth out of the dark side of things. And right here, I'm Plug Nation down here. We changing this campaign, man. And it was really good vibes and good energy because everything that you spilling out. People need to hear, man. We need to hear real talk. We need to hear real people. You know what I'm saying? Because you got a lot of people hiding behind images.
For what?
You know what I'm saying? They hiding behind images, trying to up. I said it the other day recently because when social media came out, it changed a lot of people's lives. It changed a lot of people's lives. You know what I'm saying? So right now, we got to change the narrative. We got to pose a better picture. All the OGs out there got to do their part too. You know what I'm saying? Because we got a lot of lost youth to me.
And you know what? All that starts from accountability.
Right.
All that starts from looking ourselves in the mirror, being able to look ourselves in our own eye and ask where did we went wrong at? What could we have done? Like I always say, when I do my YouTube channel or whatever, you know what? I was once the problem. Now I'm seeking to be part of the solution. What I do is, and I sit back and I think about it, is like I hated myself between the age of 14 and 24. Why I hated myself? Because who I was. Right now is I used to let my emotions supersede my intellect.
Right.
I used to right now get so upset and I black out. And I'm not thinking, because when you mad and you only see, when you black out, only thing you see is red. And when you see red, you just want to attack. And then, but when I got clear conscious and somebody come to me a solution or a situation or whatever, and they like this, man. I had a situation where one of my cousins, he broke a pair of gazelle in the guy's face in the Apollo Theater, and the guy like they gonna kill him. So right now, my cousin come down from the Bronx to get me, yo, I had to go up there and fix it. And right now, when I told the guy, I said, look, man, okay, cool. You know what I'm saying? Right now, look, what is gonna take to squash this beat? So he go like this, man, I heard y'all guys coming and looking for me. Nah. I said, this is who I am. This is what I'm about. Right now, ask anybody about me. I said, look, man, I need you to squash that, man. I said, if you squash that beef, if you need coke, heroin, whatever you need, I got you. If you need somebody hit besides my cousin, I owe you one. I'm in your pocket. But I need you to squash that beef. Well, what would you do if somebody punched in your face and broke your gazelle in front of the Apollo Theater in front of everybody? First of all, you're not me, I'm not you. How much does a gazelle cost? $500. I went in my pocket, gave him a $500 bill. I said, right now, bro, my cousin, what's it going to take, man? Because once again, they squash it. But the difference is, he didn't have a choice.
Right.
Because if you telling me you're going to kill my cousin, I got to go ahead. But the difference is right now, say you kill him, guess what? He's dead. You got 25 life. You're both lost. And that's what you got to get people to start doing, critical thinking for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, man. What is the consequences of our situation when we do this? If I go left, if I go right. And that's what I'm saying right now. Between the age of 14 and 24, I went to the left too much. I went to the left one time too many. And that's what I'm saying. It doesn't pay. It's no shortcut in life. Only thing comes fast is trouble. Right now, only thing it takes is 5 seconds to get in the world of trouble. 5 minutes to get in the world of trouble. And you ask yourself, was it worth it?
Facts. Yo, thank you. It was a pleasure talking to you. Brian, man, Glaze, the man. Another episode. This is TRODDNATION Podcast, live and direct at UPSCALES Multimedia Compound. Y'all stay tuned for more, and stay tuned for more interactive and productive, informative video. You know what I mean? Thank y'all for tuning in. Until next time, we catch up with you.